What an ugly way to end the winning streak for the Toronto Raptors, as they lose 128-123 to LeBron and the Los Angeles Lakers tonight in overtime. And with the loss, Raptors now drop to 39-31 on the season. And it was that close to a win. I missed the hotel already because they were doing so damn well when I was there, but obviously money is a thing and I can't just drop all my money because the Raptors are winning. This game hurts for so many reasons, Raptor fans. First off, before we even get into the stuff that hurts, I got to give a lot of credit to the Lakers. And as much as it pains me to say, because obviously I'm a Raptor fan and we hate LeBron's guts, just because he's beaten us out of us so many times, as a Cleveland Cavalier, let me put it that way. This game was a hell of a basketball game. Like, if you're a pure basketball fan, this was a game that was very entertaining. Back and forth, big shot after big shot, crashing the glass, big moments, overtime, right? Just so many crazy things happened in this game. And it's unfortunate for us Raptor fans that we came up on the wrong side of this. And like I mentioned, we were that close to pulling this game out. And we'll get to how that all unfolded in a bit. Let's just start off in the first quarter, where you could tell early on the Lakers were feeling it. They started the game 15-5. 15-5 run to start. And you could tell the guys were making shots. You had Gabriel making shots early. And we're like, okay, so another guy's hot. This is interesting. So you got to guard this dude now because he's buzzing. Now, luckily, he got 3 fouls early, so he was out for the remainder of the first half, really. But they were feeling it early. They dropped 33 in the first quarter. Raptors dropped 30, so they're right there. They end up bringing it back to a 3-point deficit. But I'm sitting here, and I'm like, okay, the Raptors got to find a way to lock down defensively and have one of their, quarters where they just absolutely lock down tight and just build up a lead, because you do not want on the road, or I guess at home, but LeBron on the road, to be in a tight game in the fourth quarter. It's the last thing we want to deal with. And in the second quarter, back and forth. They end up getting 11-point lead at one point. Nick Nurse calls a timeout with 2.5 to play. Raps go on a big run to end the first half. And there was a 7-0 run or something like that. They bring it to a 4-point game at halftime. And then we're like, okay, but they do lose the quarter 26-25. And we're sitting here, it's still a tight game at halftime. You need a big third. And I'm sitting here like, okay, you have the ball to start the third quarter. You got to find a way to make some shots early. They do. The Raptors make shots early in the third quarter. They build up a lead to 4 or 5, and they're feeling okay. Lakers come back, though. I think they get a couple and ones early, and I'm like, oh my God, there goes your momentum. And then from there, it's kind of a back and forth third quarter. Raptors do end up winning the quarter 34-29, but the thing I'm scared of is exactly what happened. You're only up by 1 going into the fourth quarter. And I'm like, okay, well, you know what? LeBron, oh God, here we go. And in that fourth quarter, year 19 for LeBron, somehow this guy's cuts to the basket without the ball is just remarkable. I think in the early goings of the fourth, he had 3 of them and that led to slam dunks. And I'm like, man, this guy, I hate the guy dearly, but you just got to respect this. My God, it's insane. But the Raptors kept countering, right? They kept making shots, kept fighting back. And they were like, okay. And then it was back and forth. LeBron making crazy shot after crazy shot. I think a lot of LeBron fans, because a lot of those LeBron fans are now Laker fans because LeBron's there. They were Cavs fans. They were Heat fans and all that stuff. They remember that shot when he was in Cleveland, where he got the long inbound. I think it was to tie the game and send it to overtime against Washington. I can't remember if it was Washington or not. But the one bounce and then the fading into the crowd, and he knocks it down. That's what one of those shots felt like in that fourth quarter, as he drilled one. And you're like, oh God, this guy's hot. He can't miss. And the Raptors, they kept countering, right? They kept countering. And then, hey, with 20-odd seconds left, Gary Trent Jr. drills a 3 to put the Raptors up by 3. And we're like, okay, all you need to do is get a stop. No threes. Get a rebound. Get fouled, inbound the ball, get your free throw, late dribble, at least one, and you're good. They get the stop. Russell Westbrook gets the offensive board, but he misses the shot as well. I can't remember who got the offensive board, or the defensive rebound. They get fouled. But the problem is the Raptors were not in the bonus. So it goes side out of bounds. You got to move the ball up. You got to inbound the ball now. And they inbound the ball to the last guy you want to inbound the ball to. Precious Achiuwa, because it was great coverage by the Lakers on everybody else. Precious looks like he's about to fall out of bounds. He tries to dish it off to Scotty Barnes. Scotty can't handle it. Russell Westbrook picks it up, goes down the floor, fires up a three, drills it with 0.4 on the clock. They review it. His foot initially was on the line, and I'm like, there you go, there's a two. But then right before he takes the shot, the foot slides back behind the three-point line, and he drills the three, and we're tied. And it's so unfortunate because Precious and Scotty had incredible games. But that one play is going to haunt us for at least a few days. And I think I can speak for every Raptor fan when that ball went in the bucket there to tie the game, and we go to overtime, the feelings weren't good. And the overtime 5-minute session went exactly the way Raptors were afraid of, as they lose the quarter 12-7 to the Lakers. And who drains the shot? Who drains the game winner? Avery Bradley. Again, it was the supporting cast that supported LeBron to help the Lakers win this game today. You know, and it pains me. But listen to this. And this is LeBron James had, 38 in the game. I mean, he's just ridiculous. But Russell Westbrook did vintage Russell Westbrook stuff. They did 22, 10, and 9. Like, he did a job. He was great, obviously, drilling that three at the end, being clutch. Right? And then you also had Gabriel, Reeves, Bradley. All guys were in double figures. Right? And Gabriel was in double figures, and the guy basically played half a game. Right? And then you had Malik Monk and you had DJ Augustine who had 9 points each, right? So they got support from everybody else in the game. So you add that to LeBron, because you know, right, everybody knows you're going to double LeBron. You just got to just overhelp. You just got to make someone else beat you. And those other guys were beating you today. They made 19 threes. Because all those guys were wide open from three because you were overhelping on LeBron and even Westbrook at times. You know, so you got to give them the credit for making shots. And the Raptors, let's start with these player stats. Pascal Siakam, 17 points, 6 boards, 7 dimes, shot 6 of 12. They did an incredible job doubling Pascal. 4 of 7 from the free throw line. Not great there. 1 of 2 from three-point range. Had 2 steals and a denial. He was great. Gary Trent Jr. struggled early, but made some big-time shots late. Ended up with 23 points, 3 boards, 3 dimes, 8 of 17 from the field, 3 of 4 from the line, 4 of 8 from distance, 2 steals, and a block. And then Scotty Barnes dropping career numbers left and right, but that turnover is the one that's going to haunt us all. 31 points, 17 rebounds, 6 assists for Scotty, 14 of 21 shooting, was 2 of 2 from the line, 1 of 4 from 3. Scotty was special in this game. It's just very unfortunate, that play. You know, and Fred VanVleet, shot was falling for him a little bit better today, but again, still not where he wants to be. 20 points, 3 boards, 7 dimes, 8 of 19 from the field, 2 of 2 from the line, 2 of 9 from three-point range, so not the greatest there. 2 steals in the game. And Precious Achiuwa, as I mentioned, that last play, it hurts. But 18 points, 5 boards, 1 dime. Shot 7 of 13 from the field. Was 1 of 2 from the free throw line. 3 of 8 from distance. And the one of those misses was a 3-ball in overtime early in the shot clock. And I'm like, is that really the shot we want to be taking early in the clock? Precious has been great. He's been making threes. But is that really the shot we want to take there? I don't know. And he missed it. And it obviously... we ended up losing the quarter, not because of that, but didn't help. You know, and it definitely hurts, you know, and plus 12 in points in the paint, plus 16 in the fast break, those numbers are nice, but in the end, these are the numbers that hurt the Raptors. They shot 49% from the field, that's fine. Raptors shot 50% from the field, so not a big deal there, but here is the problem. They shot 44% from three-point range, 19 threes made. Raptors, 32% from three and 12 made threes. They made 7 more threes. You guys can do the math. It's a 21-point differential on 3-point shots, and you only lost by 5. That is a big, big gap. And again, that's a lot of these other guys. Malik Monk, DJ Augustine, Avery Bradley, Reeves, Gabriel. Those are the guys that are making threes in this game. And obviously LeBron made a couple, or at least a couple, and I know Russell Westbrook at least made a couple threes. So they just had everybody making shots tonight, and it really sucks. And also, they shot 71% from the free throw line, which ain't great, but the Raptors, they didn't make their freebies. 65% from the free throw line. I believe they missed like 7 or 8 free throws, including Pascal missed one big one in overtime. I mean, those are some big shots. Those freebies you gotta knock down. We've noticed when this Raptor team is at their best, they're making those free throws. They did not tonight. The Lakers made them pay. A hell of a basketball game from both teams. It's just very unfortunate for Raptor fans right now because the Cleveland Cavaliers, I'm assuming they beat Denver. They were up by like 3 or 4 in like the dying 30 seconds or whatever, so they probably won on home court. The Brooklyn Nets won, so they gained a game on the Raptors. Now we're like technically a game and a half back at Cleveland for that number 6 spot. This one really, really hurts. And just to make matters worse, your next game is in Philly on Sunday night, 8:30 tip-off. So you got a really tough team right next. And we're going to see, we are going to see in the next game what this Raptor team is made of. Are they legit or not? And hey, hold on a second. Don't say, what do you mean they're not legit? Like, bro, you've been talking about them so much. And I love my team, and I think they're great. But what I mean by legit is after an emotionally draining, tough loss like tonight, how is this very young team going to rebound late in the season as their playoff hopes are, I would say, on the line, but again, they're very important games on the road against a very good Philadelphia 76ers team with the new look James Harden and Joel Embiid combination in Philly. Like, it's not looking good, but what can this Raptor team do on the road? They've done a lot of great things on the road. They won 5 in a row on the road on the road trip, right? They beat Denver, they beat Phoenix. They can beat Philly. But after this emotional loss, how are they going to rebound? Great teams in sports find ways to forget out a tough loss and move on and rebound against a good team the next night, or in this case, 2 nights from now. We'll have to see how it all plays out, though. But Raptor fans, this one is definitely a massively tough pill to swallow. We got to find a way to move on from it and just keep moving forward, because this one was tough. Look, Scotty Barnes, 31, 17, and 6. Don't look at the turnover late, even though Precious giving it to him in an awful situation, and Scotty couldn't even get it. I mean, look, I'm not going to blame either guy. Precious should not be the guy getting the ball, but they did a great job of covering everybody else. I'm not going to blame anybody. Scotty with a great job, 31, 17, and 6. Precious at 18 in the game. Gary Trent at 23. Pascal only had 17 because he was getting doubled and tripled. Still shot 50% from the field. Freddie dropped 20. I can't be mad at these guys. It's just a tough game. It ends a losing streak, but great teams start a new winning streak, all right? You have a back-to-back, Philly and Chicago on the road coming up Sunday, Monday. Let's see what this team is capable of, all right? We know they can do it. Let's just see what they're all about, all right? So guys, that is going to do it for this one. If you enjoy the video and not the ending to tonight's game, if you're a Raptor fan, but if you're a Laker fan, you love the ending to this game, smack the like button anyways. Hit the subscribe button, you guys not already. Comment down below thoughts on the video, thoughts on the game. What'd you like, what'd you not like from today's game for the Toronto Raptors? A Twitter link is down below, so follow, send me a DM, all that great stuff. The Instagram link is also down below, so follow up there if you guys have not done so already. And I will talk to you guys Jay's Edition on Wednesday as I'm talking about the spring training games over from today until Wednesday, and they won 9-5 today. Hey, it doesn't matter, spring training, but it's nice to see a W no matter what. For the Toronto Maple Leafs, they look to continue to build on this Eric Shelgren craziness that's going on in Leafland as they take on, who do they? Nashville tomorrow night, 7 o'clock puck drop there. And as for the Toronto Raptors, they look to just put this loss behind them and move on to the next one as they are in Philly taking on the 76ers. 8:30 tip-off there on Sunday, all right? So thank you guys so much for listening and watching. I hope you enjoyed the video and the game tonight, even though it was an awful finish. We'll talk to you guys then.